When did you realize your wife was planning your death? When I found she'd been Googling accidental death statistics. It all started when I was 30 and noticed my wife Tori becoming obsessed with extreme sports. She signed us up for skydiving lessons when she knows I get nervous on escalators. My brake lines failed twice, and when I got violently ill one night, the doctor discovered I'd taken her heart medication instead of my blood pressure pills. I started looking deeper after that. That's when I found the browser history on her laptop. There were searches for accidental death payout timeline and making deaths look accidental. As if she couldn't get any worse, she'd tripled my life insurance policy without telling me. I immediately went straight to my sister Jane with screenshots of everything. She was horrified. She said she'd have a private talk with Tori, and later Tori came to me, sobbing while admitting she'd been struggling with dark thoughts and agreed to check into a wellness retreat for intensive therapy. I felt relieved, thinking that our marriage could be saved after all. But things changed 5 months later when Jane called me over to see her new yoga studio. It was gorgeous. It had hardwood floors, a meditation room, top-tier equipment. When I asked how she bought it, she mentioned she got a small business loan. I didn't question it much. I was just happy because she'd wanted this for years. Then one Monday, Tori returned. She actually looked healthy and even thanked me for standing by her, saying the retreat had changed her life. Jane immediately offered her a job at the yoga studio because it would be good for your continued healing. I thought it was nice of Jane to help with Tori's recovery, but then the accidents started happening again, though they were different this time. I got severe food poisoning after eating the dinner Jane had cooked. A few weeks later, the ladder collapsed while I was cleaning the gutters, and conveniently, both Tori and Jane were together at the yoga studio when it happened. When I told Jane I was scared, she immediately dismissed me. She told me I was being paranoid, and my delusions were going to sabotage Tori's recovery and her new business. The breaking point came when they started insisting on couples retreats in remote locations. I nearly spat when Tori said there would be no cell service for proper healing. Jane would always back her up, saying it was crucial if I wanted my marriage to survive. I resisted until Jane pulled me aside one day and promised to find a place with cell service and said she'd come along for extra safety. After 10 years together, I figured I owed our marriage one last shot. Well, the retreat was beautiful, and I actually felt myself relaxing. That first night, Tori cried as she talked about her mental health journey and how the therapy had saved her life. She begged for one last chance to prove she could be the wife I deserved, then poured me some wine to toast to new beginnings. The last thing I remember is feeling dizzy. I woke up to the most intense pain ever, with my body twisted against a cold rock. I tried to stand up, but nothing happened. My legs just wouldn't work. That's when it hit me. I couldn't feel anything below my waist. I immediately lost it. I started screaming for help, crying, completely freaking out. But even while I was panicking, I noticed something weird. My right hand was holding onto some paper that had my own handwriting, shakily spelling out how I couldn't go on, how the paranoia had consumed me. It really hit me then what had really happened. After hours of non-stop screaming and trying to crawl my way to safety, some hikers found me and called the paramedics. I'll never forget one of them saying, 20 years on the job, and I've never seen someone survive a fall like this. You should be dead. From my hospital bed, I told the detective everything, though some of it hit me like a hot flash, and others were really vivid. It wasn't until I remembered seeing Tori move my stuff from our cabin before I fell that we made some progress. The detectives were skeptical until they searched Tori's car. My wallet, watch, and wedding ring were all in her trunk. These things should have been on my body if I'd really jumped. When questioned by the police, Jane claimed I must have given them to her for safekeeping. Tori insisted I was confused from head trauma. They stuck to this story, but the evidence told a different one. The cliff site revealed drag marks and signs of a struggle. A detective said I must have woken up midway and my fight or flight activated, causing Tori and Jane to attack me. Then I passed out and couldn't remember anything. Eventually, they found camera footage that confirmed this. The note also had inconsistencies with my actual handwriting. As the investigation continued, the police uncovered the full truth. Tori bought Jane's yoga studio in exchange for helping her carry out her plan to end me. Tori mentioned she'd tripled my insurance and they could split it 50-50. In the end, Tori got 15 years in jail and Jane got 10 for being an accomplice. I'm learning to live life with a wheelchair now, but I'm grateful to be alive.